to LucidChart.com. We haven't been here before, so we can sign up for free. It gives us a bunch of options for different plans. We're just going to stick with the free plan right now. So on the bottom, we're going to click on Continue with Free. We're going to give a full name and an email address. So I'm just going to call this Lucid Demo, and I'm going to put in my email address. And we're going to put in a password, and then we can just click Create Account. You could use a Google password if you already have it. That brings us to LucidChart. It's going to ask a bunch of questions about what industry you're in. We could just click on Start Diagramming. You can fill in this information if you like and give them details about what they're using the product for. If this is the first time through, you can take a look at LucidChart in 60 seconds to have a little sample of what's going on. You can start with an example, but I'm going to start with create a blank document. And it's going to open up another window. And again, it's going to tell you about learning the basics, but I'm going to close that. Because we're making a business process management document, we're going to go to the bottom of the column where it says Shape, and we're going to click on Shape. And we're going to uncheck everything here. So we're not going to clutter our user interface up with everything. But right at the top, a few from the top where we have business process management notation, we're going to check that, and it's going to give you all the tools we have for a business process. So select these shapes, and LucidChart is limited to these shapes here. We go through, we have tasks, we have transactions, sub-events, call activity, an event. We have a gateway for decisions, conversations, a more detailed choreography. We have an end event. We have an intermediate event. Okay, so we have a starting event, intermediate, and ending. Data objects, data stores, a bunch of information. For our example, I'm going to do a start event. To do that, I'm just going to click on it, drag it into our landscape. And here it says event. So we're just going to call it, I'm going to say what happens to initiate this event. So I'm going to say I'm going to talk about our process as we go along building it. So this is receive bill. So basically I'm receiving a bill in the mail or some other aspect. So now I'm going to put tasks. So what happens when I receive a bill? I'm going to connect to the task. And to connect these two objects together, you can see there's little anchors around the object. If I go to the anchor and I drag it from there to the task, they're connected. So now if I move this task, the anchor is going with it. So that's the nice thing about using a tool like LucidChart. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a task, which is check due date. So this is something that gets done. It's an activity. I'm going to put a gateway in here because now I have two options. One is if it's due and the other if it's not. So again, I'm just going to connect these up. So my gateway, if it's due, I'm going to pull in another task, something we're going to do. I'm going to connect these up. You can see the arrows are processing through. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pay the bill as a task. And then I'm going to get a second task where I'm going to go connect these tasks together, and I'm going to say record the payment. So you can see right now, we receive a bill. If it's due, then I'm going to pay the bill. I'm going to record the payment. There's nothing else for me to do. So I'm going to collect an end event, and I'm just going to say done. Okay, so there's no further events, so this is done with the process. Well, if it's not due, what I'm going to do, I have a different task that I'm going to go do. I'm going to connect these up. And I'm going to say if the If it's due, we're going to go this process. Otherwise, the process we're going to do is file for later. And at that point, I'm done with this. So I can actually connect down to there. So we have a very simple way of making a document in LucidChart. We now have this available. This is in LucidChart. It's there. We can now have a file. We can publish it. And in this, we're going to give it a title. So this is a bill payment process. Press enter. And as we publish, we're going to save a PDF, single file PDF, current sum level. I want to publish the page, and we have the link on the bottom. We can click on the page, and it will download. So we can click on this link, it'll open up, and it just basically has our business process model inside of it.